what's next for them. So they have to just keep moving step by step and not let any pressure build upon them, because like we said, no one expected them to be here. So them being here is a gift.
All right, already getting rid of the Blackbeard. They're taking away Yaga's ability to be able to be that spearhead, open up some rounds for them. Getting rid of the Azami, I mean, you were talking about that on the defensive side. I mean, great call from the side of GK. Allows them to easily push through Highway, get through all the way into Fire as well. And then the Grim, I mean, these were already bans that you were already previously speaking about.
Yeah, perfect bans from Geekay. Gonna be a strong half for them. Let's see if they can really just punish FaZe here.
Well, GK Esports have a tall task ahead of them. Take some of the most top-performing, most consistent players in Siege, and not only win one, but 2 maps against them to earn their spot into the Grand Finals. If they did that, certainly the Dark Horse title would be removed. But that's a lot to do and a lot of pressure, and we know how FaZe is ready to show up. They bounced back from the loss to Liquid. Now they're looking to book their ticket to the Grand Final and face Furia for an all-Brazil matchup. But series will be determined by who can do it the longest and the best. So as we kick it off, we've got 2 casters, excuse me, who are ready to go with the action. It's going to be Xenox and Guz.
Well, it's semi-final number 2 on the way coming up. It's FaZe Clan seeking that EWC Grand Final spot against their Brazilian brothers in Furia. But for GK, Guz, the hope of VML and maybe the rest of the world on their shoulders in this series. They do get Chalet, spoken about on the desk from Lact, a 6-0 record. They've not ever lost this map since this team was put together. Let's get this semi-final underway.
Has to be a very heavy weight though on their shoulders. FaZe, the most formidable squad to face in Rainbow Six. And if they are to produce an upset result today, this will have to be the greatest couple of hours of Siege that this squad has produced. They've done a phenomenal job to get to this point, GK, but to go one step further, it's an almighty hurdle.
Both as a team, as individuals, needing to be at their very, very best, expecting FaZe to, well, be at their very best as they typically are. They start on the defense. Very clinical series yesterday. Sark's looking for early contact against Cyber. The death mark, of course, activated onto Cyber. Sark really should be better off for it, but at the moment, a stalemate over towards Games. And the Chugga Pele call from Ask onto Cyber will also be answered.
GK fighting for this library side control, forced into a bit of a util dump, and FaZe have called reinforcements. KDS doing a good job to retain presence and control and not forfeit his life, resulting in an attacking stall at first fight though. It does go the way of GK.
A nice opening kill for Upor onto Handy, one of the top players for FaZe. Grubby though down, caught as King finds the trade pretty quickly for FaZe. Nitrocell to the yellow ping, and it's Yoga that eats most of that. He's down as well, low on health with Upor. There goes Sarks, here come FaZe. They find kill after kill. Ask was able to get one back, but it is all going the way of FaZe to begin in this opening round. And 1 versus 2 with 60 seconds left for Ask.
Oh, not unachievable. King on an island over towards Piano. But that opportunity now subsides as Souls rotates solo.
Souls gets himself over towards Solar, and with that closer to King, who does still have 1 gas babe available. Ask needed to probably find that kill onto King quickly. Got the chance, but King's just better on the swing with the SMG. FaZe will take the opening round on Chalet.
And that's the formidable FaZe that we know and love. Their ability to trade out of even the most challenging of positions, especially defensively, a massive strength of theirs. They stored out GK pretty nicely library side initially, and then even after GK found the early pick, those power positions still coming into play as the round progressed. And a solid start for the Brazilian outfit.
I mean, that's what you're going to expect from FaZe. GK going to have to be at their very best. It did get a little scrappy, and maybe that is an element that can help GK here on Chalet. And it is their map pick 6-0 record over the last 2 months. GK Esports, but it is, of course, a very high preference pick as well for FaZe, a 7-3 record over the last 4 months.
10 seconds left.
In terms of a little bit more information as to how we've gotten to this point, semi-final appearance for Geekay. Grubby's been leading the way, 53-34 KD over the course of the Esports World Cup. 118 EPS. Ask and Newport, Sark's all 100 plus as well. As for FaZe Clan, well, Souls has actually been their best statistically up until this point with a 121 EPS. No surprise, the rest of them are all 105 plus. They've been absolutely perfect. No one is letting the team down for FaZe here at EWC. Second round coming up, bar games.
Once again, looking like Geekay early here will lodge the attack on the library side into this Mirror and Aruni combo, though. It's going to be quite frustrating and require a lot of util layering to clear that. Keep in mind as well, the Kite Electro Claw also helping reinforce KDS's position over towards Mez. If GK are to force this play, it's going to require clinical attacking work.
Our games has been very difficult to attack into so far at EWC, and even more difficult without the Capitao. Lovely early kill from Vidiking on the poles, playing off that heartbeat sensor with the Nitrosol. Shuts down a key piece of utility for GK Esports. Our game sits at a 71 defensive win rate percentage at the Esports World Cup. That's going down, and then Yoga as well. KDS putting the DMR to good use. Well, the early warning signs are clearly here at the semi-final for GK. It's been a great run, but now you face the most difficult of tasks. Grubby might have to just take the next minute or so outside of the map. An informal timeout. He doesn't even get that. Flawless from FaZe. Well, 2 rounds in the books. They've done nothing wrong. All they've done is sent the warning to GK. It's not going to be an easy series.
Yeah, they have very much sent that warning shot. Make it 2. Strong start from FaZe. We expected no less. They have the weight of expectation on their shoulders to, of course, perform, and so far they're playing like a team destined to win. GK, on the flip side, need to find a way to inject a bit of life into this match. That round, a pretty good illustration of if you put a slight foot wrong, it's going to prove costly. Grubby had that opportunity on the cross Mez to shut down KDS, and again, very challenging. Probably low percentage, but he then goes on KDS to find that double huge difference maker in the round. It's going to be very tricky for GK to try and problem solve their way back into this half.
And quad Nitrosol as well for FaZe in this next round, so they're going to have a lot
10 seconds left before
of explosive utility. We're going to see GK really switch it up now. They're going to bring the Monty, so first time seeing shield play from GK Esports. Grubby jumps onto that. Yoga's going to have his work cut out for him on the Thatcher as well if he wants to try and stop some of these Nitrocells. I think GK coming into a series like this, they know they're the underdogs. They know they've got really not a lot to prove against FaZe. It's a free shot. The back-to-back SI champions, FaZe are the team that probably have more pressure to win a series like this. But if you don't start well, you can find yourself a bit of a hole. FaZe are not the kind of team that will let you back out of it. They will make sure to bury you. Their goal is, of course, to win the Esports World Cup. This roster since 2023, finalizing the core 5, haven't won anything but a 6 invitational.
GK taking pretty good ground here, courtesy of the Monty. And pressure to follow here in towards Office. One of those 4 Nitros utilized, and Vidiking now goes for the trick, has a coverage courtesy of Handy. Zoda, of course, to stall out the hard breach, and so far, so good for FaZe.
Yeah, a bit of space taken from Grubby on the Monty, so he can counteract this mirror shield. Of course, needs to be careful of the Nitrocells. KDS ripped one towards Piano, and he can still get a lot of information as well, playing behind the mirror shield. You're on the roof looking for a rotate halfway through this 3rd round.
Enemy devices are off the board. Enemy device at my 12.
Looking to disrupt the shockwire batteries of Vidiking. And Grubby has got himself into Piano. Again, it's kitchen dining, but you do want to clear this top floor. You pour on the rappel outside of this bedroom window.
Time ticking down. GK need to try and find a way to open up this map.
Handy's prone, by the way. They might not even be aware of his position. They've walked past, never mind. Yoga over through the Ego Bulk, got the opening kill. Ars got rid of KDS, but it's a crucial jump out from Cyber.
Another rat position.
King's trapped, surely can't get anything to go with him. He almost got Grubby's knees, but Grubby with a pistol hit the shot, and GK might just find their first round on Chalet. It's only souls that remains towards Dining.
And so much time for GK. And now spotted out, Souls in a rough position.
And the power of the Monty on full display. GK are on the board. Okay, we've got ourselves a map here. The question, though, be, as that was the third round, FaZe just immediately banned the Monty because Grubby made a lot of really good work on that Montagne. Great space, was able to counteract the mirror shield, push down Library Hallway, get himself into Piano, and eventually that kind of just continued to force FaZe back. Now, they've banned away the Blackbeard. I'm thinking this Monty might just go immediately, and it does. Mirror to follow at least. As the Monty did help deal with the mirror, that too will go. Does leave the Blitz available for GK, but it's a very different shield operator to the Monty. Bedroom Office up next.
Yeah, certainly an intriguing tactic then from FaZe in the previous round. Played util heavy on the office wall initially, then went to rat positions through the mid-round, and largely courtesy of the Monty, who was then sniffed out nicely. Good work from GK to be disciplined and ensure that the clearance on that top floor was clean. And they finally get around on the board. Much needed just for settling the nerves a little bit and being able to find their footing.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. On a semi-final, spotting the grand final on the line, you're up against FaZe, so the quality of the opponent is something that's always going to be in the back of your mind. You want to get around early. And especially after they just got flawless in the second round. A really solid response from GK.
5 seconds to insertion.
So back to Bedroom Office, which we saw back in the opening round. Newport got the opening kill onto Handy, but Vidiking with a 3K was able to snuff that round out pretty comfortably for FaZe Clan. Blitz will not be employed for GK after the one successful round win, using the Monty, of course, now banned away.
Immediate area, hostile 3.
Exact same lineup, by the way, for FaZe, as they used in the opening round on this site. But it is a switch up for GK. Most notably, they bring the Zofia this time.
Yeah, definitely the kind of lineup they can go for the solar posture here. Lay util for entry, Upor for coverage, a triple impact for disruption down below. Asuka's just sent it though.
By himself, didn't have the backup cover. Long range fight from Upor. He's successful in getting the down onto Handy. The plank going down inside a bedroom. It's a fast-paced round from GK at the window. Good cover from Sarks. It's only Souls. But he can deny. No, the timing just a little off. And now into the post-plant. Had he denied that pre-plant, this could have been far more interesting. But Souls needs to dash past this trophy window, get himself up. He cannot. And GK go back-to-back rounds.
No, not the most clinical round of Siege you'll ever see. A well-identified win con there from GK. Got nervous when we saw Ask on the solo send, but it was followed up nicely over towards Solar and then pressure double window. Souls down below on that Solus, unsuccessful in denying the plant in time. He was that first pick, but the follow-up was pretty good. Upor, Sarks both got in on the action, and Souls just a little bit late to the party. Allowed that plant to go down.
And we've seen this a little bit developing over the last couple of months on Chalet, especially Bedroom Office, where you draw attention away from the site as the attacking team, slip in, go for a plant. And that's pretty much what GK did just then. Cause enough disruption and chaos, and keep the focus of the defenders away from potentially denying plant. And it seems as if it has been a successful route for a lot of attacking teams. So back-to-back round wins for GK. Bar games for the 5th round. Now, Chalet at the Esports World Cup has not featured a whole lot, guys. It's actually the 3rd least played map. Only 6 times we've seen it. Practically sits at a 50% attack and defensive win rate. The one site that, and with the 2 sites that kind of flip either way, Kitchen Dining, heavily attacker-sided, Bar Games, heavily defender-sided, Bedroom Office, 50-50. course, last time out, didn't really get a good opportunity to see what GK really wanted to do on this side, as they lost Upor straight away early on the Capitao. He'll bring that again.
Courtesy of the Solid Snake, I believe GK will have a strong read here as to the heavy roam presence being deployed here from FaZe. We saw the early raid up. That was to spot Vidiking bar stock. And as evident by the player cards, it's a very well-dispersed defense here from FaZe. Maybe there's an opportunity in which GK can look to exploit that. But the longer they posture, I think FaZe are probably going to get an inkling that a direct hit may follow. Sarks goes searching. GK eager to exploit the site. Easier said than done. Vidiking to hold down the line, has Vert control presence up above, and the rest of the FaZe defense is shaped nicely.
Yeah, when they've tried to put pressure on that bar stock position, but no gas pipes thrown out from Vidiking. He seems comfortable. Therefore, they also haven't put a lot of time work into top library. And he also just still comfortably sitting library stairs. You got KDS at the mezzanine. Not a good position, still well held for FaZe. Cyber drop down, little peek out towards main lobby entrance. Does he think about the drop over towards fireplace stairs? Caught at the window though. That was a strange run back. So Cyber KDS go down together. That gives GK a two-player opening advantage. Still need to deal with bar stock position held by Vidiking and handy posture still towards library stairs. And again, loving the time management for GK. They got a full minute here to deal with this two-player advantage. Sarks looking for a cutoff towards bottom library stairs. He goes it alone. A shot into the shoulder of Handy, but now Handy aware of the player. What a swing from Handy! Opens the round back up now for FaZe, and Soul shutting down Ask. Yoga needed that quick trade. They find it, but here comes Handy up fireplace stairs.
Oh, but now he's all alone. 1 versus 3.
Vidiking dying towards Barstock. Knows that one has dropped down below, but it's Yoga to get the kill. 3 in a row for GK.
Well, things now are heating up inside of the server. GK turning it up. And when you look at the numbers for a team that has a dominant record on this map locally in EML, it's actually defense that is by far their strongest side here on Chalet. So they've given themselves now a strong foundation courtesy of this round streak. Playing some good siege across the board. They're disrupting the flow of FaZe. And that's not a sentence that you say lightly. Back above now. Final round of the half. Can FaZe stabilize?
It's weird we're saying that after FaZe in the second round. Flawless, looked as if they were on their A game, maybe even S+ game. Well, the FaZe clan crowd trying their best to provide some voice here. One thing that has really kind of shaped the tail end of this first half, I think, is just the way that GK haven't really been that easy to read, guys. At times they go really fast. We saw that back in the 4th round, bedroom office. They got a 2-minute and 3-second plant down. Then they slow the pace down, heading into bar games, wait to try and get some picks. They do that at around the minute mark. It's making it difficult for FaZe to kind of ascertain as to how GK really want to play this. Final round of the half. 3 straight, can they make it 4 and give themselves a little cushion going into the second half? Back to bedroom office. This time the Solus will be dropped for the Mozzie.
Yeah, it does mean double nitro in play for FaZe in this particular round. On the flip side for GK, double info gather courtesy of Deimos and Solid Snake. An early round, I feel like they've been gathering a good amount of info and then being able to posture accordingly. In some cases, not finding much, which on a map like Chalet can actually offer quite a bit in terms of what may or may not be clear.
Oh, the timing.
That was close.
Well, Andy takes a bit of unnecessary damage towards bathroom. As the commando crawls back past the window, gets himself up. A lot of information, by the way, being gained from Grubby on the radar of the Solid Snake. Put the information onto Souls, Vidiking, and Handy. Cyber towards Piano. KDS by himself towards Mezzanine. Again, GK taking their time, trying to just hope that they can find that early kill.
A lot of utility still remains for the dislodge here. If they are to commit Soul aside, that layering will be critical and dislodging the defense. As you can see, Yoga double window, that's good for the backline, but this initial entry, precarious for GK.
This looks like the time they're going to get into solo. Porte down, but a King Trey. That's 1-for-1. You'll take that if you're the attacking team. Handy, though, keeping control towards solo, but a little bit pinched now with the player at the bathroom window. That was Ask. He's dead. Bit of help from KDS. Sark's just going to be going into Piano now. Split from Yoga, who's still outside. Needs to get into the building. FaZe managing this 6th round perfectly. Diffuser in a bad spot towards Solar, and then Yoga tries to just go quick entry in through the big window. Fall back here from Cyber's clean and smart. Souls can then play the doorway angle. Darks need to be ready for 2 bat players at the same time. Cyber toying with him. We got the kill onto Souls. Now it's a beeline 1v1. And there's plenty of time here for Sarks. He has the death mark available, but it's only onto Handy. He doesn't have the ability to place it onto Cyber, and Cyber catches the head. All tied to close the opening half of this semi-final. FaZe were off to a hot start, then GK tested them.
Demais.
Cara, é o seguinte, tipo, tá super tranquilo os rounds de defesa, tá ligado? Então, tipo, os caras estão cozinhando, uma parada que, tipo, a gente se afobou ali e querer dar umas adiantadas que não precisava. Mas vocês estão percebendo, tudo também previsível, só se ficar paradinho, sabe?
É, não, daquela ali, tipo, meio que...
Então,
na verdade, eu tentei pegar o cara de um jeito diferente.
É, vamos parar a play quadrado dos caras e fechou. Eles estão jogando bem agora, taquezinho.
É isso.
Você lembra das paradas tudo, né?
Aham. Faz um cor.
É isso.
A do Pinkil faz lá, se eu fizesse o quê? Depois do Pinkil, só ficar parado mesmo? Os outros caras que jogam?
É tremado o cara do verde.
Ô, cadê na Pinkil lá? Que eu não ia conseguir entrar. Vou marcar os in the guy big window, okay?
Yep.
Literally, especially if you play Master Door, Arvid, don't, like, you can easily pick the guy Master fucking big window and kill him, okay? Because he has a shit angle on you, and you have the pick advantage.
Yeah, just take a deep breath. And again, don't be scared, they're same humans, guys. I think, Harvey, you should probably start with Vamais.
Yeah, if Vamais not banned, I'll play Vamais. Yeah, Vamais are definitely banned.
And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There shouldn't be like that some like really counter-strategic group. If you want, you can even start with your default setup. The only like one real thing that you should be kinda proactive is about the reactions. That's it. Like literally, that's it.
Yeah.
Really, it's all about that.
Yeah, I think I think we just need to understand that the game won't be easy as we need.
Well, a lot of calm on the side of GK as they are tied, heading into their defensive half. And you mentioned before, defense has been a strong point of theirs on this map of Chalet over the last few months.
Yeah, you're right. Their success rate is far above the average, 82%, 23 out of 28 rounds. And we'll see if that's enough for GK to get a result across the line. I really love the messaging there from Shepard. Strategy aside, it was just his initial note in terms of mentality, right? Let's not be afraid. They're humans just like us. And while maybe some of the guys on the FaZe team are closer to Terminator form than human, I think it's a really strong message to just reiterate. They're in this game. They're a real shout at being able to take this opening map.
So the Wamai gets banned away along with the Montang, Azami Grim to follow as we head into the second half. FaZe won the opening 2 rounds. GK then were able to rattle off 3 straight before FaZe closed out an all-important 6th round. Opening kills split 3-3. That was a little topic conversation yesterday in the FaZe Liquid match. They were dominating a lot of opening kills there. GK have done well to split that battle.
Yeah, just a little outmatched in that last round. Lack of util layer onto Handy.
Came down to a 1v1.
Exposed. Yeah. But if that entry was maybe a little more clinical, it may not have been filtered down to a 1v1. In some ways, a little unfortunate there as well. No death mark target available for the final duel. We swap halves.
I also love the fact that, you know, in the first half, we haven't got a single player that's got less than 3 kills. And we haven't got anyone with more than 5. It is straight up 5v5. Everyone's pulling their weight. Everyone's performing well. Really solid first half. Let's see what FaZe can do on the attack of Chalet, because as you mentioned the numbers for GK defensively, FaZe do still sit at a 60% attacker win rate on this map of Chalet over the last 6 months. I think it's actually higher than their defensive win rate as well by about 1 or 2%. And we go straight back to bedroom and office for the 4th time in 7 rounds. This has been the feature site. Let's begin this semi-final. Again, a reminder for this map of Chalet. It is the map pick of GK.
Reloading.
And just quickly noting the bans as well. FaZe go for double util with the Wamai and the Azami. And so we'll see how heavily GK look to lean into trap util over the course of this half, and how FaZe attempt to contend with that. Won't be a main focal point though here in round 7. At least not majorly.
Oh, Grubby!
Oh.
Well, that's one aspect of GK that they've looked really comfortable to take these swings, take these battles, take these fights. They haven't looked scared. Grubby has certainly started well, has to navigate another frag grenade, but has done a decent job of this. Still holds this mezzanine position.
A lot of util already spent here by FaZe, and not a lot to show for it. This is a really strong position for GK, courtesy of some brilliant play over towards mezzanine from Grubby. Uport also quick
Double
support. Sarks as well, top library. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Well, this is where Grubby's got to be careful, but he does have the ability to get some help from Sarks, along with Upor as well. Upor, speaking of, found the kill onto Souls. He was inside library. So now it's only the solo push from Cyber. KDS outside piano window. He really wants to try and help Cyber out, but he also needs to try and deal with those towards him close in piano. KDS will fall. This attack was absolutely torn to shred from GK. Flawless. How many teams at this event will flawless FaZe? Not many. GK Esports will take the lead 4-3. And they send their own warning shot to FaZe that their defense will be hard to crack.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Wow. Great work from Grubby. Here's a replay of that first shot. Clean onto Vidaking. Didn't stand a chance against that swing. Grubby withstood util. The rest of the team came across to support, and they shut down the efforts from KDS on the bulk to cut the cross, and that lurk over towards library stairs in support of the library push. It was a great read there from the email squad, and well deserving of that first defensive round win.
Well, it says for FaZe as well, they're going to try and play that slow-paced play style. It may not work into the way that GK are going to set up defensively. Therefore, look to maybe amp the pace up. And interestingly, as I'm saying it, they've locked in, well, almost haven't quite locked it in yet, but they've selected at the moment the Ying along with the Amaru, and it's gone.
They're not electing to go for it. Again, it may not have also been indicative.
That's why I never like to talk about attackers until they're locked in.
May not have been indicative of a direct. It could have been quick take bedroom side, for instance, but won't be the case. And so we'll see how they look to deploy this utility. The Maverick suggests to me with some garage lurk into the bar backstore clear. That then often will shape up into a double window vault later in the round.
One of the critical key pieces is going to be this Maverick. When you bring the Maverick bar games, open up that bar stock wall from fireplace stairs, it does make it far more difficult for the defense to hold inside of that position. That means if GK can actually deal with Souls before he even can accomplish that, that's going to be a big piece off the board. Now, Grubby over towards Dining. Zyoga makes his way back over through Piano. There is a little bit of presence around the map for GK. It's not just going to be the full 5-man huddle close to site. Andy will make entry through basement.
And with the Nomad in play, they can flank watch accordingly from that Solar side, and then eventually top library and the like once they obtain that control. The question will then be if GK fight or forfeit. I think initially they'll look to contest the cross top library mez, as you would come to expect.
Oh,
Handy.
my goodness. Handy gotta go straight through the barbed wire to catch out Grubby. sensed his opportunity and finds the opening kill for FaZe.
That's why you got to be so cautious. If you're on the defense and you're not going to play trap heavy, you've got to be ready and waiting for that kind of play style on Chalet.
And that barbed wire is not going to stop him. Yoga, though, will stop KDS. That then immediately traded by Souls. Battle towards top library. Ask will get the kill onto Handy, knowing that he wanted to push back up. Coming from basement. Cyber towards Ego Balk as Souls is also pushing up Fireplace. Cyber, huge kill onto Ask. Sarks is taking a bit of damage, but he does still have a Nitrocell. Just over towards Bar, throws that Nitrocell randomly. That's him nothing. Newport, though, still able to play Barstock. And time down to 35 seconds. Sark somehow wins that battle against Cyber, and we are in a 2 versus 2 with 30 seconds left.
Double stack from FaZe, Fireplace.
And then there goes Vidiking as Newport clutches up for GK. Back-to-back rounds again, and they take a significant lead. 5-3 over FaZe on Chalet.
FaZe did not use the Maverick on that backstore wall, ultimately proving costly as Upor was able to anchor. And courtesy of a nice push up there from Sarks as well, library stairs prior to that. They were able to bring back round number 8. It was a strong lurk from Handy.
Oh, Handy just wasn't ready for
even that got caught, yeah.
But then that got traded. I mean, this was a 3 versus 2 in favor for FaZe, and that's that swing, that spot there. Sark's big battle 1, that sets up Paul, who's playing Barstock. DMR long range, and again, there was no pressure on Barstock because the Maverick didn't go for the blowtorch to open up the wall. GK with a 2-round advantage against FaZe. I think many would have come into today excited for Furia versus Dark Zero, expecting that one to be a series of high quality. Hard to say who would go on and win it, and I think it largely lived up to the expectation. But many probably looked at this and thought FaZe will just get the job done, but GK are here to play.
Yep. Can they withstand the heat, though, here in the 9th round? Looking across at the lineup here from FaZe. Execute heavy. Glaziering and Blitz all in combination. We'll see how much map presence they wish to gather. Perhaps some, courtesy of the Nomad, although that can also be nicely utilized for layering on the side itself. Sarks caught. It's a great pre-placed drone there by the attack, and Sarks unable to drop down hatch. That's costly for GK. Not the kind of position that can be traded. And whilst we're seeing Groovy hold Mez really nicely, now it doesn't have as much of a support network. In fact, that's actually going to prompt Upor to push across over towards top library stairs. GK will aggressively try and hold this portion of the map.
Soul successful on the Glaz. You're going to fall as well. FaZe starting to fire back now after a couple of rounds in favor of GK. They've won 5 of the last 6. This is more like the FaZe that we're used to seeing. KDS caught, though, from Grubby, finding the angle from that office wall being opened up. So from a 2 versus 5 to a 2 versus 4, and then Upor just unable to win the battle against the Glaz. Plan to go down from Vidiking, all up to Grubby. Shot's not quite landing, and now enters the post plant. Grubby does find the kill onto Vidiking. But then Handy is there for the remonstration. FaZe make it 4-5 here on Chalet.
Yeah, the kind of round that GK will immediately be disappointed at, with Sarks dying early over towards library uncontested. It then left a weakness that was nicely exploited by the FaZe attack. Top floor broke down and never given a proper opportunity to fight in that round. They still, though, retain the lead as we get the additional and final ban FaZe. Denari, which has been played a little by GK, so some of that trap util now will be benched, and the Glaz, which was impactful in the late round, also dealt with FaZe timeout.
Vai fazer agora a play splitada, tá ligado? Seria a play Blitz e Glass ali, só que a gente vai fazer o Glass, o Souls vai só pular aquela janela lá e vai ir andando pra poder matar o cara, tá ligado? A gente vai colocar 2 caras neve, um pra tu comer a porta neve e o Souls que vai pular pato. Fechou?
Tá.
E a gente vai matar o cara do vaso por aí, ali por cima.
Na splitado?
Na splitado.
Tá.
Seria meio que a play do Blitz Glass, é isso?
É, só que eu não vou estar lá, eu vou estar...
Só que eu vou fazer
vai ter
né?
outro lugar e você vai fazer a função que sabe que não é o Blitz, você vai só comer a mesma porta.
Vai estar... Você joga onde, então?
Agora vamos prestar atenção aqui. Do bar, cara, foi super tranquilo o bar, tá ligado? A gente só precisa de paciência aí pra finalizar o round. E pega essa gol mais rápido, tá, Vita? A gente só precisa dessa gol mais rápido.
So timeout expires for FaZe. Rafael going for the... We won a round. Let's try and follow up with another round win into the 10th. It's 4-5. FaZe finally broke a big streak from Geekay, winning 5 of the previous 6 rounds. Handy, by the way, is putting on a clinic, guys, in terms of opening kills. He's gotten FaZe's last 4 opening kills, 5 they've got overall, and he's got 4 of them. He's 8-6 with the KD, 4-2 on the entry. He's been a difference maker early on in these rounds. And for the 10th round, back to master bedroom and office. And this time, FaZe, and one I was going to say we'll go the Zofia, but they love an attacker repick.
We didn't learn our
I
lesson.
definitely knew they were going to switch off the Jackal. Vidiking's not playing Jackal, but I thought maybe they would play the Zof. That will not happen.
I didn't think the Nook was too crazy either, especially with the Denari ban, maybe trying to extract some of the trap, but there's still so much up because FaZe don't full commit, as they initially went util heavy with their first couple of bans. So into the 10th we go. Can FaZe equalize or can Geekay be the first to get to map point?
Noah's just walked up to me, by the way, and he's got a sign that says, "Ask me for help." I don't know who he's helping.
Directions to the airport, perhaps.
Oh. So out of the timeout for FaZe. Newport Nitrocell ripped.
Slow tempo in this round.
Well, I mean, FaZe can do that. Geekay did it as well in the first half, switching up the tempo, fast pushes, then slow pushes, playing into the drone game a little bit more. FaZe kind of doing that this round, especially with the Twitch. They'll bring the shock drones from Souls, look to get some utility, try and find some more information. Because Geekay are playing a lot of the map here. Sark's over towards Library, Grubby's still over towards Mezzanine, so they are stretching this top floor. Speaking of Grubby, he does win the battle against Souls. Handy also making his way into Library, then gets the trade. We'll need to deal with Sark's top Library stairs, but Handy has been influential for FaZe.
Yeah, we'll see if FaZe go for the hunt, or instead like to cut Sark's off. Surely the style of map where the ladder is certainly a possibility.
Getting information. Yoga sitting at that Ego Valk doorway.
Sark's forced back, Deathmark. Can't commit to that position. Good clear by FaZe.
They should be able to get back up West Main.
Or does he recommit back over towards Library? I think he could go for the
It looks like he might, and if he does do that, he could catch Handy in the back. If Sarks were to push up Library stairs, Handy's probably dead. Ask is the one that finds the kill on the KDS outside that piano window on the balcony.
Sark's got targeted again, so he'll be kept at bay for now, but players dropping elsewhere.
He's over towards Games. Big kill again from Handy. He turns around knowing Sarks is still there, and as Ask will fall, it's only Upor left. He got a big clutch earlier, will need to do it again. Has the information, knows that Vidiking's pushing, so he goes shotgun, got the kill, but Cyber! Cyber! Big clutch, 5-5.
Oh, that was such a close round. It could have gone either way. They're at the end with a shotgun up close, but the trade work from FaZe, too good. But once again, it was Handy to be the difference maker. The Deimos util and his presence of mind to cut off this flank attempt was huge. Sarks was in prime position to be a difference maker for Geekay. But Handy is switched on right now. You take him out of the equation, FaZe would be in a much more compromised position.
He's dominating early kills. He's also getting big impact plays mid-round. Doing it all. 5-5. Geekay need to win this map. They're playing really, really good Siege, but FaZe are now testing them again. A 11-7 for Handy with a 130 EPS. Grubby 9-6 with a 116. They've been the best two for their respective teams.
Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
Oh, it's breakpoint round.
It is bar games though.
It is.
GK did win this last time, and it is the most defender-sided side on the map. It's a really good opportunity for GK to get to 6 and at least have overtime secured. FaZe will not bring the Maverick again this time. Didn't work for them. Decent little change-up. They won't have the counter tower either. Instead, entrusting Cyber on the Solid Snake.
Camera nearby.
Again, every single round for FaZe, they really just take that first minute, drone, get information, open up different ways to get into the map. They're not looking to take fights on the attack. GK as well themselves not really providing a lot of opportunities. They're not really peeking windows, not looking for any kind of aggressive play early.
Sarks has been pinged out twice here by the Solid Snake. The longer he stays around, the more challenging the rotate back towards the site will be.
Souls has also just re-droned him as well. Nitrocell at the windowsill gets two! Oh, they're both KDS and Cyber. Huge Nitro from Sarks. We thought maybe he was the one in danger, but no, he was the danger. That might be enough to secure them overtime. But Handy's still inside of the server. We know what he's capable of. But as Vineking falls, they're losing troops, and GK are looking far more likely to get to 6.
Yeah, the fight back now for FaZe in this round seems incredibly unlikely. And in fact, flawless for GK.
Another flawless for GK. They go and get their second flawless to get to 6, and it was all off the back of that Nitrocell from Sarks over towards Solar. Catches a good timing and catches 2 for 1. GK go to 6, FaZe will stay on 5. GK get a map point here in the opening map of the series.
I'll tell you what, the confidence it takes to play that position for the Nitro against this team, that takes a healthy amount of ego, but that's the kind of confidence you need if you're going to take down this FaZe roster. Great work from Sarks, he committed to the play. And they're now in a position where they could close out map 1 of this series.
And they're also in a position where they know we're going back and forth with FaZe. We're meeting them head on. We're up to the fight. There's always a bit of fortune with these sort of Nitrocells. How often do we see those get thrown, get nothing? Yep. How often do we see the timing of it? Usually miss a kill, but this time he gets 2. Well, only fitting that we are likely to head back to Bedroom and Office, but a rehost first, just to cool the nerves. Just to give us a little bit more time. And let it build the tension at 6-5 in favor of GK. What a run this would be. If they can beat FaZe here on Chalet, they're 1 map away from the Esports World Cup Grand Final.
And it really has been an incredibly close match. When you look at some of the metrics for Chalet so far, 1 plant each, a couple multi-kills going the way of FaZe, but not a huge volume. In terms of the opening kill as well, has been fairly even. 50-50. The conversion as well has been a little bit mixed. It's come down to a couple of key moments where players on both teams have kind of stepped up, made heads-up plays.
A couple of key moments from Handy. We saw, of course, a crucial key moment from Sarks in that previous round, and that's what semifinals and then later to come tomorrow, grand finals are all about. Key moments, individual plays, they can be the difference maker in an arm wrestle, and that's what this has turned into. You don't get to 6-5 against FaZe if you're not hitting some good shots, having a good day. The Baby Shark in the crowd there as well.
Yeah, they're both playing a strap book that is reliant on those individual moments going large. And sometimes we say that on the map stylistically, like Chalet, and it's made for an entertaining but volatile game so far, where neither team has been able to gain meaningful momentum. We have all 10 players almost back inside of the server. In fact, that's all 10. So I don't think we'll be too far away from concluding regulation. I almost said concluding the map, but maybe OT will be required.
Well, maybe. You might be right. We'll have to wait and see. It is a possibility. Can't help shake the feeling. If this goes overtime, though, the experience of a team like FaZe, it'll be hard to shake them. Here and now, this is the chance and the opportunity for Geekay Esports. Up 6-5 on Chalet, their map pick as we head back into the server. Can they close it out against the back-to-back SI champions? A team of misfits that many wrote off probably going into EML Stage 1. Then they caused some huge upsets. They had an amazing group stage, knocked out G2, qualified for EWC and are here in the Final 4. And one round away from being one map away to a potential grand final spot. Bedroom and office will be the site choice. Do we go to overtime, or can GK take the lead in the series?
So top 4 we go. A site that has been 50-50, played in rounds 7 and 10. GK won it first time out. FaZe responded on the attack on the reattempt. Was though quite a close round, and well, it was Handy that gave them a great opportunity to convert with a 3K on that reattempt.
10 seconds to go.
What we've seen from FaZe, though, is a lot of slow play in the last couple of rounds. Do they go for a little bit more fast pace? They've got KDS on the sands, they can throw out some ROUs, they could look to hit quickly. Bedroom Office does enable that. You draw the attention away from the site, throw a couple of shield screens out, and try and cause some chaos. It seems like GK's defensive setups, they've been really, really solid in terms of where they've been sitting, anchoring key positions. They've been hard to break down, but what if you just make it a bit messy? What if FaZe flip the script, go from this clean, clinical playstyle and go and get aggressive? You've got the Solid Snake, you've got the ROUs of the Sens. But what we've been seeing the last couple of rounds is drone game, try and get as much information. And that's keeping GK pretty well set defensively.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if the ROUs are for the direct. It's probably for Bathroom Bulk. Facilitate that position, lay a more pressure Mez Piano.
Zarx is all the way over towards Games. That makes his way up library stairs. It's one thing GK have done really, really well in the second half. Really stretching the map, playing a lot of different positions. Making it difficult for FaZe. Figure out where are they playing. They like to move around. Smoke over towards big window, just outside office. Reinforced wall. Grubby takes a little trip down fireplace. Now, what's he thinking of here? This could be a big play from Grubby if he can find a kill. In fact, he just goes for a run out. Crucial. Oh, he just doesn't get anything. Grubby went for the hero play, but turns into the villain. Gives the opening kill to FaZe and gives them a gap as well to push in.
Yeah, very, very rough start to the round for GK. Now a player down. Can FaZe exploit that weakness? ROUs for that coverage over towards piano window. Soul's diffuser still outside. But Handy is in solo with ground. Take it.
Gets rid of the default camera that was up a little longer than he would have liked. Zyber taken low. And then eventually finished off by Yoga. And he's able to also slip back over to Mezzanine. Yoga's now also closed a defensive gap that was there for GK by finding that kill, evens up the numbers, takes some good space back over towards Mez. That's a critical second kill as well from Yoga. Upor too to double down and get rid of Handy. Upor finished off by Souls. 30 seconds left here for FaZe, and it's down to Vitter King and Souls.
Very difficult to envision FaZe being able to win this round.
It doesn't look likely. Souls half-held. GK on the verge of taking the opening map here in the semi-final against the SI champions. Souls has got 15 seconds, a hope and a prayer as he goes for the plant to try and bait anyone out, but no one makes a move. Souls, he's going to get one, but no more. Ask will finish him off. The opening map of this semi-final goes the way of EML. It's Geekay that takes Chalet. They are one map away from the Esports
lead against FaZe. And Iconic, we know how hard those things can be individually, finding rhythm on a new team, but also against FaZe. If GK are to do it here, because I know many people are wondering that question at home, what does it look like?
It's gonna look like just staying calm. I feel like Shepard delivered it perfectly, taking a deep breath and really making sure you don't let them sink too much out of your control, because they are human beings. Everyone makes mistakes and everyone has fear, so you have to exploit that. Good to see the Cade with My Man coming out. Gonna be difficult here. Monty, Grim just to stop that initial pressure. Grim just to displace admin side and the yellow side here. Look to see Geekay start out strong on the defense side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially how they were using those attacks on Chalet. They were able to push and pull all the side of FaZe. It's going to be a little harder on console. It's a very constricted map, but something that we see typically from a lot of teams on the defense. They get that early aggression. They play into those layers, play into those traps. So I have no doubt that we're going to see a very similar side of a defense coming out on the side of GK.
Well, here is the question. GK, if they have the answer, they'll be moving over to the grand finals, but it's FaZe Clan who's standing in their way. Can they go 2-0 against the back-to-back 6 invitational champions? We'll find out as we send it over to Xenox and Gus.
So heading into the second map of today's second semi-final. Fury already in the grand final tomorrow. We're just waiting to see who's going to join them. Right now, GK have got their noses in front after winning Chalet 7-5. They start defense on Consulate as well, Gus, so that can get them off to a good start. 55% defensive win rate at the Esports World Cup. FaZe will be looking for revenge in terms of the map history. Well, Cyber's already found a kill inside 15 seconds. Well, is that an ominous feeling? Over the last 4 months, a 1-2 record for FaZe on this map of Consulate. The only win being against Wildcard 3 months ago, 8-7. 6-8 loss, 5-7 loss in the other 2 results. As for GK, a 7-5 win over Twisted Minds and a 5-7 loss over Virtus.pro. A good start for FaZe, getting rid of the Tachanka straight away, 15 seconds into the map.
It would be very on brand for FaZe Clan to go into this second map and steamroll their opposition on their selection on their home ground. And off to a great start here for the opener. We'll see ultimately what they shape up for here. Admin side clear likely. And then a lot of util layering on offer for the late round. And don't discount KDS on the Zofia here. Triple impact could be useful in dislodging some of this horizontal pressure laid out by GK.
The concern right now, though, for GK is without the Tachanka, you've got less denial later in the round. So this Nitrocell that Yoga has over towards managers will need to at least get something. KDS down below inside of Visa. Yoga needs to go for that impact trick. As you said, Yoga needs to be very careful. Does go for the Nitrocell and does connect onto Cyber. Gets rid of the Capitao. Gets away safely. KDS has still not used those impacts on the Zofia. As he lurks below inside a lounge, it's going to be Souls to make his way into admin. Used one of the smoke grenades. But that position's already been vacated. GK are happy to just get that kill, fall back to play to site. Sarks and Upor have gone all the way back over the CO side of the map. And back now, actually rotate back over towards long desk.
I really did expect the triple impact coffin, but KDS saves it for on-site. Just a singular for now, and instead electing to go for more vert pressure.
And there goes Yoga, courtesy of Souls. Glaz finds the next pick. An advantage again for FaZe. The good news, though, for GK is probably the fact that the time is starting to get quite low. Only 40 seconds remaining in the round. Souls also low on health for this Glaz. They'll be seeking a default plant with no real denial available for GK. No Tachanka. Vulcan canister's been popped towards default, so the flames are up right now, as you can see in front of Souls. Upor's getting closer. Souls has been taken down. Can get revived? No, he cannot, because Sarks finds the angle. 3 versus 3, and we're getting very low on time. 1-for-1 trades, not bad for the defense. Still need to get the plant out. Vidiking, though, hits the headshot onto Grubby. Upor's going to have to try and kill out KDS. He cannot. FaZe take the opening round. A close one to start on Consulate.
Oh, Vidiking just is that guy. Some players may not have had the confidence to go for that peak and instead try to stick the plant, then a 1v2 cover. as he sticks it, but instead went for the peak. Not a bad fight back in the round there for GK, all things considered. It was a nice nitro, and then some of that onside pressure was pretty good. The likes of Sarks as well, from vending. Nice 1-for-1, but right here, bang! Great shot there onto Mirror. And with Grubby falling, it was that very, very difficult position for Porte to find him, for the final defender to find themselves in. Solid start for FaZe, certainly not clinical, but it was good enough.
13-second opening kill from Cyber put them in a very good position early as we go basement for the second round. This will allow GK to really extend the map, play into a roam game.
10 seconds to go.
People will go onto the Solus. And a little change up as well for FaZe. They'll get Cyber on the Solid Snake, Handy onto the Buck, so they'll play top down with the Bucket and Ram combination. They'll play into this roam set up by GK. This is where FaZe can be really deadly on a map like Consulate, where it's basement site and you're roaming around. They'll take their time, they'll drone, they'll get intel, especially off the radar of the Solid Snake from Cyber.
Loading new mag. That's my first mistake. Trying to pick a new door.
Yeah, FaZe the kind of team that will be patient in the initial info gather and then formulate a plan to pounce onto their opposition. Try and exploit weakness.
Oh, Handy. Whoa.
Wow.
And he might get another one. No. Body shot. Never mind. Headshot from Sarks will do. Handy's been finished off. At least the trade is there. And onto the Buck is pretty decent. No more skeleton key. Of course, the 3 Boogie Auto breaches. Canius is going to use one on this meeting floor. Top floor has been vacated from GK. Cyber towards Spiral, catches out Upor there on the Solus.
And that's the suffocating nature of the FaZe attack. That double prong is so deadly.
They're playing their own game against FaZe on a rather large map like Consulate. It's not going to work out for you all that often. They find themselves down a player again. Second round straight. FaZe have had the early advantages, looked the better.
And look if there's any salvation for the defense. Nitro in play. The Yanker positions might be fortified by the Mirror. I mean, I feel like I'm clutching at straws here a little bit for GK. FaZe.
Sarks is playing yellow stairs though, so is this Nitro even going to be playable? He's probably going to have to play contact shotgun up close. Unless he can use it a little bit earlier. I don't know if it's going to be there for the late plant denial. Souls, by the way, over towards Garage will go direct. Oh, foot has been spotted. Oh, damage into Cyber from KDS. To be fair, Cyber ran right in front of him. Better Kings full white now, starting to turn their attention towards yellow stairs. A good timing on the swing though from Sarks. Got them down onto King. That will delay them. They'll go for the revive, but they'll only be 30 seconds.
No pressure outside yellow. It's a full stack from FaZe Clan.
Flash dump over to clear out yellow stairs position. Sarks is going to play live. He does still have that nitro cell. He'll try and fall back. No, he'll hold the angle. Oh, he got at least the kill onto Cyber. And 2 low health members for FaZe to push forward. King inside of Expo, but it's a double stack yellow stairs. This is winnable for GK. Grubby had no idea. It doesn't matter. Ask has been able to help out. Grubby, can you believe that's just happened? The holographic slide is quite big. KDS will go for the plane. No, gets off it. What? Why did he get off it? What just happened in that round? Not exactly the most clinical round of Siege you'll ever see, but an exciting one and a reprieve for GK. They get given that round at the end.
Oh my. No, FaZe. Well, we'll look back at the round. Strong from Handy. They found himself traded. Sark did great work over towards yellow stairs in this round. He deserves a lot of credit. Cyber took a chunk of team-inflicted damage. And then the last 40 seconds of the round, Sarks continued his rampage, was eventually then traded out. And right at the end here, KDS
look at the surprise.
The plan.
Look at us.
They're about as confused as we are. It's not often you see that, especially for a team of this caliber. No.
That's a gimme. for GK. Ooh. Well, what about the holographic side, though, on Grubby? To be fair, we have the outlines, and even I didn't even notice initially.
No.
5 seconds left before insertion.
We'll take anything that you can be afforded to you in a series against FaZe Clan, 1-1. Expo Piano for the third round. A rare mistake from FaZe. Doesn't happen often. GK will benefit, but GK should also be aware of the fact that 2 rounds in, FaZe have looked better. Being the better team. Back-to-back opening kills, one from Cyber, one from Handy. Nice and quiet. And those have been pretty early in the round. Both of those have been inside of the first minute.
Yeah, I wonder how FaZe are going to respond after that last round. I guess probably most likely a miscomm there regarding a Nitro, but either way, a bit of a sinking feeling to lose a round in that fashion. And they'll look to recuperate and refocus here into round number 3. Speaking of Nitros, triple in play here for GK, looking to play Info Heavy as well with the Solace and the Valk combo. Cyber on the IQ in counterplay as the FaZe fans continue to scream.
No comment. Yoga finds a Nitro pick onto Cyber. First opening kill of the map for GK. Gets rid of the IQ. Actually, these Valcams are still up as well. 1 Visa, 1 Spiral, and 1 Lounge. And with no IQ, these may stay up a little longer. A very slow-paced round for FaZe. Now down a player, heading towards that final minute. And a lot of work to do. They still haven't really cleared out this top floor either.
No, they haven't.
Ask, though, has got to be a little bit careful because Vidiking is very close to him. Vidiking has not made noise for quite a while, so Ask, I don't believe, knows he's here.
Yeah, waiting for a dislodge elsewhere to maybe find a playmaking opportunity. Difficult to go head on himself from this catering position.
The timing kill, and he knows then Ask is close, but smart. Vidiking plays the safer option, fallback, expecting maybe for Ask to go for the trade. And then Yoga to fall to Vidiking as KDS captures the head of Grubby. Sarks does find that kill onto KDS. Ask still inside of meeting, but knows that maybe Vidiking has fallen back outside balcony. Sarks does still have a Nitro, but there's a battle in the hallway. Jiggle Peak swing is so clean from Handy. Clinical siege, and only Ask that remains, and Vidiking still close by to him. Surely Ask is dead. In the next few seconds, Vidiking is ready to bounce. He's got the angle covered. Ask can't get into a position to deny. And even though Vidiking didn't find the kill initially, Plant went down, then gets the kill. FaZe find their second.
That's why Vidiking is regarded as one of the best in the game. His ability to unlock that round for FaZe, unmatched. Found that kill onto you, Porte, doubled down over towards meeting, and then had the presence of mind late round to be in a position to counter the Solace on Vert. Great round from Vidiking. Large reason as to why FaZe were able to win round number 3. As we now enter the additional ban phase, let's see what each team will opt for. FaZe will, funnily enough, directly take that Solace out of play for the remainder of the half, and Solid Snake, which has been some good info gathering on the side of the attack, benched by GK.
Well, started well for GK with that early Nitrocell onto Cyber from Yoga, but then it fell apart pretty quickly thereafter. Now Vidiking's positioning with the balcony breach had a big impact into the round, and then it just came down to a lot of 1v1s. Handy, really good jiggle peek, swing, kill, and from there, round just got away from GK. So back to CO meeting, gave this a go in the opening round, lost it though to FaZe. Definitely small concerns though for GK on a map like Consulate, which you want to be getting these defensive rounds. FaZe already with 2 attacking rounds, puts them in good stead.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds
Solace
left.
and Solid Snake banned away. even though the mirror has not been banned, Grubby will drop it and bring the bandit instead. They also bring the warden instead of the mute, as the lineup change from the opening round on this site. And the change up for FaZe as well. They will not bring the Maverick again. They've actually played Maverick 3 rounds straight. It's actually a 4 attacker swap from what we saw them bring back in the opening round. Only the Zofia will remain.
Geekay will be eager to retain that plant denial potential. The Tachanka in combination with Goyo and double Nitro will mean that time management for FaZe is going to be likely very important in this 4th round. We'll see though how the attack looks to posture here. If it ends up being console side, maybe yellow drop. Deimos in position to contest Vert through that position. KDS impacts elsewhere. Some strong lurks already deployed here by FaZe.
Yeah, they just get into such good positions, don't make a lot of noise. They don't really give the defense a lot of opportunities to figure out what's happening. It's just taking some damage elsewhere, but towards top floor hallway, U-Ball first death, courtesy of KDS. 2 impacts were used as well from the Zofia to find that opening kill onto the Azami. As Vidiking maybe expecting a swing, and there it was from Sarks. Read him like a book. Well, FaZe are cruising at the moment on Consulate. Their attacks have been clinical. Really, the one round that was won for Geekay was also off of a FaZe mistake, a rare one too. Grubby yet to find a kill.
Oh, such a suffocating attack from FaZe.
Oh my goodness, how does Yoga not win that against the Vault-in from Cyber? I mean, he was low health. Asked to try and keep the round alive, but he too will fall to Handy. Was death marked. Grubby finds his first kill against KDS. Can he get the second? No, had the chance maybe against Cyber towards Vending. But make it a 3-1 lead for FaZe Clan on the attack of Consulate. We're gonna see a tactical timeout from Geekay Esports.
Yeah, guys, I just think that you need to relax a bit more. Harvey, you keep forgetting to watch the cam again. What do you think about bringing the Clash right now? I think it should be good for top floor. For basement, like you still got a good job. You left Sarks for the death position. Waste time, just don't die. Have a good road to pull back to the side. Even play a Valkyrie, hide Valkyrie.
Yeah, I agree. I think. I think we just need to find a solution to their opening kills. Like, did they get all the opening kills?
Yeah, the opening kills are like, I don't think we need to start extended. If you guys want to start extended, that's like say to your teammate with a shotgun to, for example, yellow stairs, you know? And it's the same. For example, I think we like just make sure that we breathe, guys. Like, keep the defaults up, guys. And
yeah, just keep the piano, just play Clash on the top floor. Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
Well, Shepard saying, you know, calm down. Ask actually bringing up the opening kills. That's been an issue, and he's right. In the opening 4 rounds, 3-1 split in favor of FaZe. But it's not just that as well. It's the way that FaZe are able to enter the building, get into these deeper positions, and they're just seemingly one step ahead of GK. Even though GK's on defense Consulate, they've got to make it more difficult for FaZe to get into these positions.
Yeah. Interesting. There was a little discussion there in terms of maybe bringing the Clash for counterplay, not to be selected here for at least the 5th round. And they've also not elected to go trap heavy despite these strong lurk positions from FaZe. The kind of lineup that to me suggests they're looking to play late round, but FaZe have been so dominant in the first third of the round by gaining that space, forcing scouting from the defense, then being well prepared to dominate. It's an interesting path that GK have elected to follow here, and to me suggests that maybe they aren't reading into the player from FaZe as well as they would like. But again, we'll see how this side goes, because it can play it a little bit differently.
And I feel like in terms of the Clash that you mentioned, if you're going to bring it, probably CO meetings decide that you'll actually bring the Clash.
Which is what they said.
We also heard that they'd find to go back basement as well. So they got options. That's probably the gist of things to close this half out. 2 rounds to go. The problem, though, when you kind of bring up that discussion, which is what Ars did in terms of the opening kills, it means almost inadvertently that the first sense is to say, then, do we play safer?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the right way to play against FaZe. Well, they're already exploiting a lot of these entry positions and getting into good positions early. Obviously, you've got to take the risks. Take those early fights.
No early entry and lurk from FaZe, at least in this round. So they've been able to keep that at bay, whether intentionally or not here in round 5. And that will certainly favor, I think, Geekay in the lineup that they have presented. Info from the Val, good crowd control, Smoke and Tachanka, and the Mirror as well for the whole top floor.
Yeah, little lineup change from the 3rd round of Expo Piano. Versailles from Yoga. Well, back in that 3rd round, it did find the opening kill onto Cyber. This time, a little bit of damage onto him through admin. Halfway through the round, and the slow pace for FaZe here on Consulate has been to their benefit. Zarks does spot one through the drone hole. ADS on the move through break. So they're just starting to close in towards that vending hallway.
This is really good stall out from Geekay. FaZe have not been allowed to find position.
Well, again, because they are playing safer. And they can do that with the Shamika launcher to a viewport. He can delay the ability to push through this hallway. Yoga's ready, close angle swing towards default. It would be a 1v1 against Cyber, and he does win that 1v1. There's no follow-up trade potential.
Solzlok's front door. Handy was also basement. They'll look to connect site here potentially and draw out Geekay.
Yeah, but time is also starting to get a little low here for FaZe. Grubby's Nitro Cell doesn't connect over towards catering. King still outside of the balcony. Sol's now below inside the lounge, as you mentioned, and then caught by Grubby. Through the vert, finds the headshot. Yoga will fall to KDS. Still has 2 impacts available on the Zofia, and up through the hallway now he goes. Long desk held by Upor. Handy finds the headshot onto Ask. Geekay have still got a lot of this site in control. Sark's on this first floor as Handy's going for the plant inside of Expo. It's not a default plant. Grubby losing his life. Upor's on the move. The plant will go down though. FaZe have navigated this perfectly. Good swing kill though from Upor. 2v2 into the post plant. Upor to try and play the vert. Sark's now to try and play direct, but it's Upor that dies from the first floor. Sark's by himself. 1 versus 2. 1 up close, 1 holding the doorway. He doesn't even make a move as Handy swing kill. 4-1 lead for FaZe. It's a FaZe onslaught on Consulate. Geekay are getting beaten down.
Oh, you got to feel some sympathy there for Geekay. It felt like they did so much right in that round. The whole top floor exquisite in terms of the stall out. FaZe and the lurk wasn't really connecting as well as they would have liked. First pick went the way of Geekay. But then it was courtesy of the likes of Handy and
5v3.
His lurk. He was basement, went up spiral, found that key pick. Then got the diffuser planted in the blind spot. And then hit a really gnarly shot on the vert, you think, up above. And then was just able to play nicely into the 2v1. That is a tough pill to swallow for Geekay.
Handy's up to 17 kills now across both maps. The next closest is tied, Yoga and Cyber on 13. Handy's also 5-2 on the entry.
10 seconds.
Final round of this half, but can't help but feel for Geekay. They have missed the boat. Needed to get defensive rounds. Clearly haven't. It's going to be difficult for them in the second half, whether it's 4-2 or 5-1. At that point, it won't matter. Better 4-2 though, of course, but it's a long way back now here on the second map of the series. Fortress looking more and more likely as a requirement. Cyber quick entry into admin. It is basement though. So not expecting a whole lot of contest up above.
Oh, wait
running
on.
down the hallway, there was
Hold
Sarks, and Sarks is dead. He has no idea. Cyber's already deep. Entry through admin. 30 seconds into the round. Another opening kill for FaZe. We heard Ask during the tactical timeout talk about it as an issue, and it remains as such.
Now we'll force some playmaking here from Geekay, but the cutoff already deployed from FaZe makes Visa side precarious for the defense and will help isolate these defenders. Now the Vert to activate. Sledge Ram combination for FaZe. They also then have double hard breach for the direct onto site. Oh, timing onto Uport.
Good re-peek though from KDS, knowing that Uport's far more out in the open. Tougher shot for him to hit. And then a good kill though from Ask onto the running Vitter King as he falls back down through storage. And then elsewhere, Yoga finds a crucial kill onto KDS. Brings it back to a 3 versus 3.
And Yoga critically able to get back down yellow stairs before Handy could cut him off. They've been able to stabilize on the defense. Not a bad position for GK.
Yeah, but Handy's still alive. And he's the boogeyman right now, the way he's playing.
Sure is.
On that Blackbeard, he can take some space.
Reloaded.
So Handy will push down Spiral. Already into basement. Cyber and Souls have got good control. Fire extinguisher will pop. Block vision towards the hallway. Cyber then gets rid of Ask. Oh, Yoga. Huge battle won. Cyber though and Handy both combine. 5-1 lead for FaZe Clan. 2 rounds away from Fortress. An almighty dominant half.
Tava comendo a mira no...
Perfeito, Ralph, né?
5-1, pô, tá. Esquece, só que foca no jogo.
É, foca no
De
jogo.
boa, tem que entrar na mente dele também. Ele tá vendo que ele tá com cara de puto.
O quê?
Tá tentando lá.
Ele tem que entrar na mente dele também. Ele ficar putinho pro jogo.
Guys, isso aqui que eu preciso de chocolate, muito fome. É louco, só almocei hoje.
Também tô com
Uma
fome.
dose de
Ele tá
açúcar.
pensando. Ah lá, ele tá botando a culpa no time dele já. Os caras aqui que jogar. Os caras aí que jogar.
Os caras colocaram a culpa no time.
De boa.
Caralho, aparecendo na live, tá ligado?
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, just like don't choke right now. Don't choke.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean that if we're like 1-5 down, it does not mean that like okay, we skip this map and we have to go for the next one.
I mean,
Like,
exactly.
you're still in the game. Just work for
Guys,
the
just
win
fucking,
again.
just take it fucking easy, guys. Make sure that we use that time for a brief, guys. Listen to Shepard, listen to voices, guys, and please do not, guys. It's 1-5, guys. We're gonna fucking combat most likely. If not, we're fucking Fortress to play. We don't care. Like it's no problem. But make sure that we play as a team, guys. If you want to play fast, let's play fast, guys. This kind of play is gonna work, but we need to do it together, guys. If everyone wants to fucking do the free flow attack, we can do it. If somebody wants to do the fucking Tung Tung Sakur, let's go for it, guys. But make sure that we do it as a team. We're gonna fucking win it, guys. Like we had the same situations against Fnatic where we struggled, guys. Against Enterprise, remember, guys. Enterprise, it ended like we started the same way.
What's the Tung Tung Sahur strat? I hope we see that one.
Grubby taking over the halftime talk at the end there, but Shepard brings up a good point. You know, you can't just turn your attention to the next map. 5-1 down, it's going to be difficult, but play to the best of your ability, and who knows what can happen.
Yeah, it's about keeping spirits high.
Well, you want to go down fighting here. Fortress is not going to be much easier against FaZe either. It's not as if there's a safe haven map on the other side. I am getting the sense that the third map will be required. By the way, the record on Fortress for these two teams, a 1-3 record in the last 2 months for GK. 6-8 loss to G2, a 7-3 win over Secret, and lost to Virtus.pro 2-7 and 3-7. In the span of a week for FaZe, a loss to Team Liquid 4-7, beat Low 7-5, beat Liquid then 7-5 in a rematch, and then lost to Virtus.pro 2-7, of course, last week, and 7-0'd Liquid yesterday.
Well then, can FaZe continue this run of domination on Cons? With their eyes firmly locked on claiming the trophy here at the Esports World Cup. It's been a great response here on the second map.
I mean, it's an expected response, right? That's what you're expecting from FaZe. You take a map off them, they want to rebound, and they do so quickly. The funny thing as well is the one round that GK's got is probably not even supposed to have gone their way. Really could have been a 6-0 half in favor of FaZe.
Yeah, it was the fall off on the plant late with the miscom Nitro. Well, they've had their chances, GK, a couple of injuries as well over the course of this half that were not converted. FaZe in terms of their map manipulation in that first half. It was really great to watch. The lurk was so strong on attack. Let's see if GK can pull off some tricks of their own in the second half. Stands to be employed here for their first attack. Util clearance as well, courtesy of the Flores. Probably posturing for the admin across here.
And same bands as well, going into this second half. Monty Grimm, Kaid and Wamai, same as what we saw in the first half. I think if you're GK, get a couple of rounds here, even if you don't win the map. If you lose 7-3, 7-4, you feel a little bit better about yourself going into Fortress. If you get like 7-1 here, that's not going to be a good feeling going into that third and final map. All two split in terms of the opening kills in favor of FaZe.
Oh, nice impact there actually to keep front desk up. That will aid FaZe later in the round if GK look to push top spiral.
Mobile charge lost.
The final Rotero going out from Grubby.
Entry yellow. And entry over towards meeting. So the groundwork here from GK has been pretty sound, but at this kind of level, that's expected.
Yeah, halfway through the round though. If you FaZe, I think you're pretty
And they're on Valk Cam. Cyber is watching this position intently. Over towards break. Yoga on live cam.
You can watch the cam, but can you deal with it? Can you play off it? The Cyber trying to. He actually has been able to slip back into a space that maybe GK think is safe. Cyber has got a very lovely flank position inside the managers. The timing takes the contact with Yoga. Cyber's position known, should be able to get safely back, although UPaul are going to cut him off. As he slipped into break, Cyber's then going to go down in towards Visa and look to play the long way around. He can play from below as well with Nitrocell and those Vault Camps, as you mentioned before. Not only that, but it's also taken some time away from GK.
The Vault Cam is still up as well, so a scary proposition now for GK. 40 seconds. A large portion of the team still on the exterior. Yoga admin, can those ROUs facilitate a plan?
Getting concerned on the timing front now as well for GK. They're getting quite low. They haven't even cleared out long desk either, and they've still got to deal with Cyber down below. But it is Souls that will go down first in the hands of Sarks. Up Cyber comes through Spiral. Easy shot in the back of the head of Grubby, who was dealing with long desk. That's now top Spiral confirmed for FaZe. 1-for-1 trade, keeps it quite even, heading into the last 10 seconds remaining into the round. Yoga still has the kit. He also has an ROU over towards meeting. He's now been eliminated. There goes Sarks as well. It's only Arse that's left. Damage into KDS, gets the down. 2 seconds to find this killing of Vidiking. And he cannot find it. FaZe will go to 6. And not long to go until they probably find all 7 here on Consulate.
FaZe doing a good job to hold on in the tail end of that round. Bit of a chaos ball being thrown there by GK. Some of the U2 layering there from the ROUs and the back hit yellow side. Just kept things a little interesting and kept FaZe honest. But doing a good job there in communicating the win con late in the round to get the job done. Diffuser dropped, Vidiking won that key jewel, and then immediately beelined it as far away from Ask as possible, and ultimately it worked out.
Well, opening kills have been there for GK, but they've failed to convert 3 of their opportunities.
Yeah.
Rounds 3, 5, and now 7.
And actually, of these two teams, the better conversion rate GK had going into this series. It's actually probably been the one stat you look at for FaZe at this event that's a little compromised. I think low 60s heading into the day. Regardless, though, they're still able to find results time after time.
You look at the conversion rates as you're talking about. GK sitting at 76%, for FaZe 67%.
5 seconds left before insertion. Accuracy. Now you won't. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it. I try so hard to break into the Japanese.
Of course, typically the longer you go throughout these tournaments, the lower those numbers, well, at least get to more the median, if you will. It looks like we will get to Fortress as well. This has been a dominating performance from FaZe.
Scopo's in play for the match point round. KDS to situate himself on second floor and does have support early here on the roam. We'll see if the plan is peel or stay. try and absorb as much time and util as possible here from Geekay, who could potentially try and throw bodies at this top floor take.
They also might go direct if they want to as well. No, FaZe are going to be playing a rather roam-heavy composition. That means Vidiking's gone back down server stairs. They only had souls initially.
Yeah, they have the triple primary hard breach. Which could even mean they go for the back pinch too. There's lots of options here for GK. Do they avoid or do they contest this roam? That's the ultimate question.
Sarks has just been lingering at the bottom of yellow stairs for the last 40 seconds. The longer this, though, kind of sits in the position where clearly GK haven't gone top floor down, FaZe will then give up that top floor, play first and basement. That's pretty much what's happened except for Handy. He's the sole exception. Everyone else has made their way back down for FaZe. You can see the concern for Grubby, even just trying to push into Visa. It's the perceived pressure that's being created by the defense.
Now, GK have committed themselves now in avoiding the roam. They're not in a position now to contest.
The roam is pretty much coming to an end anyway, though, because there's only a minute remaining. There is no roam game.
No. Still a Nitro, still available.
But what that also means is Handy has for free been able to stay top floor. Into Garage goes Ask. He's going to try and go for a sneak. That's not going to work there at the yellow pillar. He gets taken down to half HP. Goes for a re-attempt on the plant. It's getting quite close. It seems as if it will be successful. 4v4 post-plant, but Ask falls immediately to Handy. Traded though by Porte, but the advantage still with FaZe off that next kill. The trades have been in favor of the defense. Sarks still bottom of yellow stairs. Vidiking wants to get on this case. Sarks is close by. Will look for a swing, but Souls is also there. And forced off of the kit temporarily. Grubby over towards the breach. Does still have a flash. He could have thrown in, but he goes for the headshot kill. Nitro connects. There's the swing from Sarks. Cyber's too far away. GK will find a second round on Consulate. And Cyber searching for a kill. No, not to be. 6-2, we stay a little longer on Consulate.
Okay.
But a good round from GK.
Yeah, they found a way to go for the direct route. Credit to them. It got very dicey there at the end. It didn't feel particularly convincing, but there was a lack of nitros towards that plant position. And there was contest up above as well there to a limited extent in terms of the vert from GK. Well postured then in the post. Didn't forfeit picks for free. And did a good job contesting the likes of Yellow. Nice util as well.
Did you see the sign?
I did not see the sign.
Let's go FaZe, we're going to scream louder.
Oh. Well, plenty to scream about here on map 2.
Well, it certainly has been. You wonder for GK if that's just going to be one and done maybe here on Consulate. Really solid round, finally got to put it all together. I don't think FaZe are in the business of giving up a 6-1 lead today.
10 seconds to insertion.
Large attack and repick for GK. Coming into round number 9.
5 seconds left.
Expo Piano will be the side choice for FaZe. Yoga will get onto the Blackbeard. First time seeing some shield play from GK in this half.
He was contained a little bit back on Chalet. FaZe elected to ban out the Blackbeard and the Grim, then followed up by the Monty, so constricted Yoga's ability to play those shields, one of his big strengths. Now given the opportunity here, at least for a couple rounds. But if he does find success, you would anticipate that FaZe will bench it, much like they did back on that first map. Speaking of the Blackbeard, it's admin side entry, and they'll look to link up with the meeting hard breach.
Yeah, top floor focus for GK, but they don't really bring Ram or Buck. Try and open up, play some of the vert. This is just more a case of trying to push back the top floor defenders, get them back to the first floor, then look for the execute with the Capitao, get some info from Ask on the Solid Snake. Yoga to be the one to creep forward so that he can make contact into positions like this. Over towards meeting. Cyber made a little bit of contact just to make sure that no one's just sitting inside the catering with that final frag grenade. And halfway through the round, decent space taken on the top floor for Geekay, but still defenders do need pushing out. Over on the CO side of this top floor, again a reminder, it is first floor site.
Both teams in a decent position. Double Nitro still available for FaZe. KDS goes garage. And Souls, no doubt, will look to rotate down yellow eventually. Good to and throw here in round number 9. Neither team significantly ahead.
Yeah, GK happy to take their time. As we've seen so far in this half, opening kills at the 24-second mark and the 53-second mark. Still 5v5 heading into the final 40 seconds in this round. Radar information from Ask on the KDS and Bitter King over in basement. I am starting to get a little concerned though for the time, and the fact there are still basement present defenders as well for FaZe means that GK...
This has to work for Ask. He needs to find a way to contest the Nitro.
Well, it's a multi-level battle. There's still defenders on the top floor as well. GK could easily get pinched when they do eventually get to the site. It's not just down to Ask. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to need to do everything. Nice to know. Katie hits the headshot onto Ask as well. 6 seconds. Got to go grab this kit and start planting and do so quickly. Uport's picked it up. We'll go for the plant. No more time remaining. Will FaZe be able to find this kill? Shut down Grubby. Good anchor cover. Uport gets the plant down successfully. We're into a 2v2. Post plant as Grubby finds a third in the round. Handy on the top floor. Does then find the kill onto Uport. We enter a straight 1v1 and Grubby's low on health. Handy is born for these moments.
Grubby goes above. He'll contest the vert. Handy will need to draw out the shot.
Handy's not entirely sure as to where Grubby's gone, but I think he's starting to clue on that Grubby indeed has gone above. Pros don't fake, but this pro will die. Grubby, wonderfully played round. 2 in a row for GK, so they make it 6-3. It's a long way back, long way, but they've done well in the previous 2 rounds. 1 by 1 for GK.
Yeah, look, not entirely sure if that was the Triple T strat, but either way, it was pretty well played. Got nervous, though, there towards the end. KDS with a great early Nitro contest, followed by a second kill below.
Well, it's 3 rounds in a row where GK, and this is why you're feeling nervous, are playing these late round executes.
Yeah, and that was as late as it could possibly get for the attack.
Look at these opening kills, 24 seconds, 53 seconds, 11 seconds. That's been the last 3 rounds played on the attack for GK. But they've gotten 2 plants down in a row. Just making this interesting.
They're clinging on. They're still on the ledge, but they're clinging on.
Well, one operator that helped them a lot in that round was the Solid Snake guys. Got some really good information down in basement. That has now been banned away by FaZe. The Azami also banned away by GK. Played in 2 of the 3 previous rounds. And then even if GK do fall short here, they've made enough noise on Consulate to suggest to FaZe that Fortress is not going to be easy. CO and Meeting was successfully defended back in the 7th round to start this second half. And FaZe will return there now, but you lose this site and suddenly it's 6-4 and 3 straight to GK. Things will get very spicy if FaZe lose this one.
Alrighty, let's lock back in.
They go the pulse with Handy to get information. Of course, with the Azami banned out, this time they'll bring the Allah instead. So that's a forced change, but the unforced change, the only one being the mirror for the pulse. The rest will stay the same. As for GK, they drop the Sens and they drop the Floras from round 7, and they bring the Capital and the Nomad. Again, it will be probably a slow-paced round for GK. They're in no rush. Admin side across.
FaZe had a really good read on these positions, casting our mind back last time, courtesy of the Bulk. They've now got the Pulse. surely there isn't a blind spot over towards break. Same Volcam manager, so it might be the same set here. Can make things interesting in this round, especially with triple nitro.
Oh, big nitro from Cyber onto Grubby. That feels like taking the heart and soul out of this GK team here in this 10th round. Usually you can rely on Grubby to maybe salvage a round. It's going to have to be someone else. Yoga's low, Ask already half health as well. This is looking rather difficult for GK.
Sox is in a decent position here, quite advanced, but he needs his team to help dislodge either Cyber or Vidaking.
He'll need a multi-kill. Cyber, is he ready for this? No, shot the back. Oh! Huge double from Sox! Round suddenly alive again for GK. At the window, here comes Souls, but he thinks better of it, falls back, doesn't want to take the fight, and also lose his life. He has Nitro, and so does Handy. Play going down inside of Meeting, but the window's covered. Souls can't get across.
Nitro!
So the Nitro shot from Handy! Oh my word! That one is indeed worthy of a scream as Handy finds a crucial double. He gets taken low. Yellow pink swing from KDS. Down to the men that started it all for GK. Sox will fall to Handy. Oh, what a round! The FaZe crowd are off their feet as they close out Consulate.
I feel like, too, as a competitor, these are the moments you always love. The pressure fully stacked on you. You have to go out there and perform. This is really what you live for.
Well, FaZe has been fantastic. These picks and bans coming up on your screen as well. They've given us some drama, I will say. They've not made it simple for those who might be getting their EWC pick'ems in. By the way, reminder to do that.
It's getting loud in here.
It's getting loud, though, but that's the way you like it in France, where it's all on the line. Tomorrow's grand finalists, if they win, they're going to get $750,000. Second place earns $350,000, around that money. That is life-changing cash. And these players are one map away. It's time to go to Fortress to see who will either stand strong or break down the walls in Siege for our final map, for our final series, for our second and final grand finalists. Let's get it on.
So the third map was required, but the winner yet to be determined. FaZe will start on defense, the most defender-sided map in the pool here at the Esports World Cup. It'll be a safe start for them. For GK, they'll get the first half to see if they can steal a couple of rounds on the attack and set themselves up for their own defensive half to follow. The bands Monty, Deimos, Azami, and the Mirror.
10 seconds left before
It feels as if it's all set up for FaZe Clan, guys, but is there one last twist in this tale?
Maybe. No big surprises in terms of the ban set here from FaZe. For GK, much more limited data, of course, but this will be the first time that they ban out both the Azami and the Mirror here on this map. Again, they're very, very limited data. I think at this event so far, we have actually seen Fortress start to open up maybe a little bit more for the attack. Of course, over the course of stage one, very much a grind fest across all regions. But at the Esports World Cup, we are seeing the attack find avenues to just crack it open and increase the tempo a little bit more. Full map sweeps haven't been the most in favor for a lot of teams. Instead, looking to try and go for the detour and cut it in half. So we'll see what GK look to employ here in the first half. They're the ones to be the tempo setters.
Command bathroom to begin. I saw Fortress yesterday, and actually quite a few attacking rounds were found. It's not impossible. Looking to disrupt that Rotero from Ask. It's only got one more remaining in the pocket. First minute down already. GK, a little bit of a fight back on Consulate. They were 6-1 down. Got it back to 6-3. Couldn't close out to get at least a 6-4. FaZe were able to finish the job. And again, it was the pacing that slowed down for GK where they actually found success. They might look to bring that here as well in Fortress, but they lose Grubby and immediately to Handy. He's been the MVP as usual. Another opening kill. Heard Ask talk about that earlier back on Consulate as an issue for GK. It remains still to be an issue.
It does, and it's going to complicate the late round now for this attacking unit of GK. Playing into the Bandit for wall denial, and there's good stall out on offer. Razor Blooms, Gas Babes, Goyo canisters, and those F-Not mines as well. Why not throw those in the mix? It's a tricky proposition for GK. Minute to work with. That was an opportunity. A difficult one, but not capitalized upon. And in the meantime, Cyber drops Ask.
Down 2 players already for GK. The defensive wall for FaZe is very, very strong. This may end up being flawless. It's only Yoga left. Well, this round is definitely going the way of FaZe Clan. Wonderful start here on the 3rd map. They've been tested by GK, but it seems as if they're starting to pass that test. It's only the 1st round, but it's so dominant again from FaZe. GK never even looked likely. This is going to be a difficult half for GK Esports.
We have seen Fortress played 11 times here at the Esports World Cup. Interestingly enough, the primary side of choice, Commander Bathroom, is actually the most attacker-sided of the 3 that have been played. 45-55 split in favor of defense. Dorms is 63% in favor of defense, and Waiting Room Cafe sitting at 70%. So weirdly enough, that's the kind of site where for GK you want to be trying to get off to a positive start, and unfortunately for them, anything but.
Over to Dorms games we go for the 2nd round. GK is going to have to try again and do a whole lot better. Flawless in the open, 3 kills from Handy.
10 seconds remaining.
So to keep tabs on him, he's up to 27 kills. Next closest is Cyber with 21. He is stuffing the stat sheet. Is Handy, 140 EPS, 6-2 on the entry. Only player inside of the server with over 1 kill per round ratio with a 1.17. That is incredibly high.
That's really good. The early posturing again here from GK is suggesting full map clears, and I don't know if it's recency bias, but I can't help but check the feeling that from what I've seen at this event, teams that typically cut the map in half, you know, reduce the amount of map clearance needed, have probably found a little more success.
Also the pace when executing towards the site.
Exactly, it gives you more breathing room later round and can help layer more pressure early in the round as well onto the defense.
A little bit of space being taken here for GK. Cyber will play Dining on the Souls to try and get some information.
He's been scanning a large majority of this round and knows where those drones are spearheading from. FaZe confront the defense accordingly now.
No enemies detected.
I don't think they'll be threatened at all by any kind of back hit.
Inbound.
It's important that Sarks can find some information here on the radar of the Solid Snake. Ooh. Okay, got it. Grubby on the shock drone, missing initially on the Cayenne Claw, but then follows up. Halfway through the 2nd round, Ask down the courtyard corridor. North side push here from GK, coming on down towards the site.
Flank. Cyber just needs to sit and wait.
Yeah, Cyber's on here for a couple. Oh, drone not active. Oh, that's been heard. Ask is now turning his attention. Maybe
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, Ask is aware of this. Ask is going to swing and find the kill onto Cyber. Opening kill for GK, but they lose Sarks. The Soul Snake will fall to Handy, of course. It's been Handy's playground in this semi-final. They need to get Yoga in, but he eats the Nitrosol, taken down to half health. Just poking at this doorway. Grubby finds the next kill, an all-important one for GK. Ask, though, then falls. FaZe always seem to have an answer. Grubby trying to find a long angle in towards the site. They deal with Handy. Grubby then falls. It's back and forth trades. KDS gets rid of the Blackbeard. Upor in a 1v1 against Vidiking.
No read.
Well, the read, though, is there for Vidiking. He knows exactly where Upor is. 20 seconds. He will go initially for the player behind the bomb chassis. Vidiking, though, what a swing! Didn't even look to try and bait it out. All the nerve in the world. A 2-0 start for FaZe. That was a round that was there for Geekay. They needed to capitalize.
Yeah, to the credit of Geekay, they were able to keep pace with the trade game late. But a 1v1 against the smoke shotgun up close, it was low percentage for the attack. It's been a brutal start here from FaZe, no signs of slowing down.
No signs of slowing down, but it did come down to a 1 versus 1. We haven't seen many of those in this series across the 3 maps. Newport had time as well. Could have faked plank, got off, hold the doorway. Vidiking just swung anyway. If you're going to beat FaZe, you're going to have to beat them in all 3 areas. You're going to have to get the entry battles to go your way. You're going to have to be better in the mid game to establish a bit of a dominance. And get those 5v3 advantages, and then you've got to be able to beat them in the execute. You miss even one of those, and then they will probably beat you. Against a lot of other teams, you maybe can miss one of those.
If only it were that easy. So down below to Cafe, the tertiary selection here for the defense.
You say tertiary, but it's the most defender-sided side, as you said.
Yeah. Typically 2 approaches, whether it be horizontal Hammam side from the attack or top-down facilitated by the Vert. The lineup here from GK is flexible. They can go either out ramp or Vert. They can spearhead the horizontal as well, courtesy of the Blitz. I think though for FaZe, it's a pretty heavy investment first floor. Very difficult for teams defensively to invest on the top floor and be able to facilitate that and justify it. It's very exposed on that second floor. So that should mean that it alleviates pressure early here for GK.
So Yoga will clear top floor. Walking counters to pop. They want to get this breaching hatch opened up. Tarks will get to work with the X-Kairos from the Hibana.
It's going to be interesting to see if the attack here of GK is susceptible to the flank. No gridlock, no nomad. And we've already seen it once before. Cyber in the previous round.
If there will be a flank.
I wouldn't be shocked.
So hatch opened up. 90 seconds into this round. FaZe have offered nothing to GK. They're happy to just contain themselves on this first floor.
They have done a lot of sweeping on the horizontal. They'll have a very, very good read on this push from GK.
They know that there's not much on that first floor from GK. Everyone on the top floor, but Yoga straight into the side in towards waiting. Go for the plant now. FaZe looking to then contest it, and they will. Of course, it's handy. Of course, his Nitro Cell connects. He does find a kill back onto Vidiking, but then KDS keeps the train going for FaZe. Sark's got to win this battle towards Bathroom. Cleared out Cyber. Grubby by himself on the first floor, can get some help from Sarks and Upor from above, but at some point they will need to drop down and help him out. This might not be the kind of round for GK to get the kit down and play a post plane, but they do still have the ability to find the kills. And they do that, they catch Salt in the hallway. He's down and Handy's low inside a kitchen. Impact's available for KDS. Handy got the kill onto Sarks, and KDS will fall. Handy to 1 versus 2. He is undoubtedly one of the most clutch players this game's ever seen. He's got the auditory information, but Upor hits the body shot. GK on the board. They take out Waiting in Cafeteria. The most defended site at the Esports World Cup. That is a huge round win for the EML team.
Well, they needed to hit the scoreboard, and finally GK do. It got a little dicey. They committed to hatch drop. They went for the follow-up. The plan A didn't work. The plan B, not particularly successful, reliant then on the horizontal late. And had that trade covered in the 2 versus 1, regardless of whether or not Upor won that battle.
I like both of these bans. The Solid Snake being taken away from GK. Little crutchy in finding intel. We saw it back on Consulate. Only played once so far back in the second round Dorms games, but really, really useful, especially on a map where there's a lot of that horizontal play, less vertical. So on the radar scan, you're going to probably find more often than not quite a lot of defenders. But then also getting rid of the Goyo, getting rid of Vulcan canisters, so much denial. Well played from Porte to shut down Handy. It wasn't exactly a full health Handy, but who cares? So 2-1, an all-important attacking round win for GK.
Yeah, the pacing has been quite slow from GK, and yeah, hence
been the nature of the series, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a lot of posturing. It does mean, though, that the late round area denial from FaZe is going to come at a premium. The smoke will need to be effective. We may see a bit of Tachenka play. Another trap util as well is going to be very useful.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So back over to command and bathroom.
Need to reload.
Double soft breach for GK in the round with the buck and the sledge. The Ella will replace the Goyo in the lineup for FaZe. Otherwise, everyone else remains the same. It's mainly the Sophia and the Blackbeard that have been dropped for the buck and the sledge.
Yeah, it's not too regular you'll see the buck on this particular site, so that's likely going to be deployed in terms of clearing a particular power position, probably in mine tier for GK. Will that be enough to maybe throw off FaZe? We'll see. Got to get value, though, from that skeleton key. Grubby does have it in play now, and
well, it's the kind of
drone
line
actually traversing over that vert. So that's going to open up the route a little bit more over towards Tower Stairs position, and Porte does take that space. Not a bad setup at the moment from GK.
Just got to continue to get the most out of the utility that they're bringing this round. Claymore Handy! Well, that's a rare error.
Just didn't see it.
From such an influential player to make a mistake like that. And it gives GK the opening in this 4th round. These are the rounds that GK really need. Again, FaZe don't make a lot of mistakes, so when they do, you've got to make the most of it.
Porte's been posturing for so long, waiting to be enabled. Grubby's still below as well on the buck. Yoga Roof, Ask with Kit. A lot of posturing still from GK. They're looking to be disciplined, but it's now allowed FaZe to just reposition a little more proactively.
And Souls then to find the kill onto Yoga. Cyber still holding the long angle down the hallway. Porte was low, headshot anyway. So as soon as GK wanted to make their move close to the site, FaZe were well set up, well ready. Cyber to retake this position. Down the end of the hallway, catches the head of Grubby. The trade quickly though from Sarks. To think that they got the free opening kill onto Handy, and FaZe still are holding on. And Arse caught. It's only Sarks left as FaZe look like they will escape here in the 4th round, although a knockdown onto KDS. Sarks, if he can find a headshot onto one of Souls or Vidiking, this is a little more doable, but those two will play surely together. Grabs the kit. Heads in towards command, will go for the plant, and there's the immediate swing from Souls. They had him covered, never getting that plant down. FaZe go 3-1 up. That's a missed opportunity for GK.
GK will now take their attack timeout.
Make the comment, that's all, you know, we need to chill out.
Give me like 20 seconds, guys. I think you just need more more utility, you know. You cannot like let this guy on course like be on this position. And you need more information on the books, like for example, Yoga just, I think, stick with the shields. Same, you can literally do the same direct, even if you wanted the Sark's plan with the Ying suicide, you know, like Sands on the breach, or Ash, whatever like this.
You can just play fast on that side.
Yeah, if they don't have electricity, I think it's good.
Yeah, for the end of the round, just play like more, you know, safer, like with the good comms, with the good utility. They're literally like the only win condition for them is literally to swing you, I think, right now.
Yeah. Let's go guys. Let's play, guys. Make it fucking 3-3, guys, and we cook on defense, you know.
So tactical timeout expires for GK Esports. 2 rounds to go in this half. Is it fair to say one more attacking round's all they probably need?
I would agree. Any more would be bonus. They had a good opportunity though this round. Handy. He fell to the Claymore searching for info. GK then with a lot of staging through the mid-round, but then it allowed some of these repositions, like Cyber Museum.
They're all
others
solo
elsewhere.
swings, though. They're all individual pushes. There's no team play. There's no play off each other. There's no trade potential. Solo swing after solo swing. That just feeds into FaZe. They spent so long on that first floor that by the time they got second floor, you mentioned it, FaZe had been able to re-establish good positions. GK left themselves little time then in dealing with it.
I'll be intrigued to see how they play now off the back of the attack. A lot of discussion there about tempo, maybe a little more aggression and directness to be expected. The U2 layering for a direct approach on the site. A mention of electricity as well and what role that may play in the round. Kaid to be selected by FaZe, and we'll see if that may foil the plans of GK. It's a critical round to maintain touching distance.
3 rounds straight, the opening kill has not been converted, by the way, so that's gone a little bit haywire here on Fortress.
Oh, they're posturing for the direct.
I'd just like to see GK play a little bit more team-orientated with their push-in. Try and overwhelm a couple of isolated positions. Use the numbers to their advantage. Sarks vault in. Old Tower couldn't quite catch the timing, and they lost Ask, and he may get swung here on a bad timing. Indeed, that's exactly what happened. Power play from Vidiking, but he goes down. GK going to pick up the pace, and it does mean it's a 3 versus 3. Uport, Cyber, both on the same health as well. This is equal. And if GK want, they can pull the pin on this fallback. They've got Yoga on the shield. You can get the Jugger payloads out from Grubby. You don't have to keep this going full steam ahead.
They want Yoga to be able to dash across here and get in that plant position. Can GK cover?
There is still a Nitro Cell as well to deny Yoga from Handy, and he's been really good with his usage of the Nitro so far in this series. Yoga's going to go for the plant inside of games. Handy is below. They find the angle though from KDS. Didn't even need him. Where was the cover? Not to be found. Now Grubby to push solo as they lost Uport. The good news for Grubby, he does have a Jugger payload to call on to KDS. That will keep him occupied. And Cyber is very low on health. He pushes in. The EMP impact isn't really going to do a lot. He does have a minute, so Grubby, you don't have to rush this. But at that reinforced wall, sits ready and waiting in KDS. Cyber playing the longer angle over towards Briefing.
Probably needs to charge KDS. Cyber will not be in a position to trade that.
Oh, gets a little bit of intel in Cyber's position. And can't beat him out. KDS, easy kill. 4-1 lead for FaZe Clan, 3 rounds away from the grand final. This is a must-win round for GK. They cannot afford to go 5-1 down.
Well, they went for the game plan. The set play called in the tack timeout. Got a bit of space. It was about 50-50 in terms of the timings to the mid-round. Picks going either way. But with that plant denied, it made it so difficult for GK to recover the round. A 3-round lead in favor of FaZe. This one feels absolutely critical for GK.
Must win. It's must win. Hanging by a thread for GK in the EML region. As FaZe are 3 rounds away from confirming an all-Brazilian EWC Grand Final.
The Valkyrie to be hidden in this round by FaZe. Vidiking will deploy those cameras late, and so no direct counter pick in terms of an IQ selected here for GK.
This is the one and only sign that GK have won back in the 3rd round. They saw them try to pick up the pace in the previous round. Didn't quite work, but could go again for a pace change to close the half out. It is the exact same lineup for GK as they brought in the 3rd round. But there's a big change up for FaZe. The Castle instead of the Aruni, the Solus instead of the Goyo, of course, as it was banned out. Valkyrie instead of Kaid. Get the feeling FaZe will be more inclined to take some gunfights here.
Yeah, we'll see how they respond. Yoga again, frontline Dorms on a pre-placed Nitro.
I think he's going to want to get this one back.
Might not have a chance.
No, he didn't. That's a bit of a waste. Only one Nitro Cell remaining for FaZe. Might be searching through the floorboards, but nothing to be found initially here as they've got full games control. Oh, Boogie Auto Breacher will go out.
The damning thing for GK is we have seen the hatch drop attempt once before from the attack. It was the double dip from GK that time around, and FaZe did a pretty decent job in withstanding that initially.
And last time out, FaZe didn't go for that flank back up top floor either, so they might look to employ that this time.
Yeah, of course GK did win it out last time, but the plan A was not particularly successful.
Neither was plan B, really.
No, it was a plan C kind of round. I think they're going to recommit, though, to a similar set.
Straight down Old Tower for Yoga. Gonna throw the smoke to his right-hand side to allow the cross. Oh my goodness, caught on the timing. What a long angle swing from Souls. It's not working out for GK to close this half. They lose the blitz, a 0-6 half for Yoga, but Upor says, let's still go for plan A. He goes straight into Cafeteria at the bomb chassis. Nitro. It has been found, and the Nitro connects from Handy. Great teamwork from FaZe. Sarks with a critical kill, at least onto Handy to keep the round a little bit more salvageable, but then 2 fall back-to-back. It's only Art against his Brazilian brothers. 5-1 lead for FaZe will set them up. As Ask has got 20 seconds to pull off a almighty clutch attempt. Not gonna happen, never looked likely, and it looks now like FaZe will be heading to the grand final. 5-1 half, 2 rounds to go into the halftime break.
Ainda bem que quem foi plantar foi o Thatcher, tá?
Eu acho que ele ia ter na plant ali.
Ia dar mal o boss, ia ter que entrar na smoke.
Você fecha lembrar alguma coisa aí do ataque?
Não, a gente vai fazer a caçada com a pastagem. Cadê o ritmo do cavalo? Beliche, vai fazer a comida beliche.
A comida beliche é aquela que vai o Souls e o rende pro...
Se ligar, a cozinha a gente vai fazer aquela nova, que é primeiro caçando em cima e depois ele dá pra baixo.
A Falcon fazia
já horizontal de início, já foi.
You can literally do the same like here, because map is not similar, but some choke points, you know, they're like really similar. So
who are you going to ban? I guess Monty.
Yeah, probably Monty Solid Snake or Monty Demus.
Monty Solid Snake, I think.
Yeah, nothing special, guys. Just reset, play your own game, all in your hands.
Yeah, I think like we have good defense, but I think we need to find the reset point, you know, like and like just play our game, you know. Yeah. Like to be honest, everyone realized we are kind of like troll 3 rounds. Let's be honest. Yeah. So doesn't matter, you know. Let's like start on defense, like start like positive, start like with good comms. You start extending if they go for the clears. Let's fight, you know. Let's help Groovy always fighting, you know. Let's rely on our team play, you know. That's what make us like stay achieve like here, you know. So let's keep doing.
Yeah, remember Chalet again. Remember how we played. I think you can even play the same way here. You know, like play on the reactions, rely on each other, speak more about the win conditions, about like most important parts of the map, how you need to play. That's the difference between Consulate and Chalet, you know.
Well, a big second half coming up for GK. They at least get to go defense, but only managed a single round on their attack. FaZe will be brutal. Interestingly, both have the same attacker win rate on this map of Fortress over the last couple of months, sitting at 34%. Does maybe indicate an opportunity for GK to go on a defensive run. It's not impossible to think that that could happen. Kaid and the Monty, we heard, of course, GK talking about their bans, either the Deimos or the Solid Snake. And it will be the Solid Snake as the Bandit follows the Kaid as expected as well.
Yeah, GK just need to try and maintain belief that there is an opportunity to fight back. If there's any map in the pool, it's this one.
On defense.
Exactly.
This is where the intricacy of Siege, you look at the scoreboard and you see it's 5-1 and it's incredibly one-sided. But on defense Fortress, you also have the possibility, just as FaZe did, to string a couple of rounds together, get that scoreboard a little bit closer, and then build that belief back up. It's important though, all important. Probably the first 2 rounds have to go your way. Get it to 5-3, and then from there it can go.
Well, if they don't, it's going to be GG.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem.
That's why it's such a daunting prospect. These guys know it's as much as anyone else that it's defender-sided, but actually being able to translate that against arguably the best team in the world.
And it also for FaZe, right? They come into the second half and they know on the attack they can be a little bit loosey-goosey if they want to begin that way. They've got a couple of rounds that they can throw if they want.
They can experiment.
They can experiment. They can kind of see the way that Geekay are responding, if they play slow or they play fast in the way that they flank. And FaZe can kind of just use the first round or two to just sort of test the waters. Cyber straight up old tower.
Yeah, very quick. Could potentially be an early duel onto UPOR over towards games. Got to be close by as well, inside of dorms. If UPOR goes searching for info, he could get caught.
Yeah, Cyber has not made a sound since he made his way in, but a lovely little jiggle peek. Gets the information required as to his position. That's a small win for GK. Not a lot really comes from it, but they get the intel on Cyber. He doesn't find the opening kill.
Lost the drone as well, that's nice. Can fall back and play the second canister.
Death mark from Cyber on to UPOR. UPOR has fallen back outside of games. GK not exactly rushing back to site, which is command bathroom. But slowly, though, they do make their way back with the focus of the site in mind. So their space has been gained for FaZe over towards games and dorms. This will be pretty direct as well.
Yago pushes over towards courtyard corridor. Does he try and disrupt this push?
And if he does, though, he could get caught on the timing because you've got both Vidiking and Cyber together. He goes for the Nitrocell. He does get some good damage onto Vidiking.
That's nice.
I wouldn't be over swinging that doorway, though, much more from here if I'm Yoga. He goes for it again, tries to catch the timing, but there's the player, and there's the swing, and there's UPOR that goes down.
I respect the effort. Just falls short, though, and it puts the rest of GK in such a compromised position. Opens up the back hit potential as well.
It does leave Yoga by himself. Courtyard corridor, Grubby caught on the swing timing. Sans gets a crucial kill onto KDS. A lot of the attention of FaZe now directly towards the site. Cyber back hit, by the way, is coming in quite late. Might catch Yoga. As Souls will get rid of Sarks. Ask and Yoga, the last 2 left, as Ask will also fall to Souls. Yoga towards that corridor by himself. Plant going down from Vidiking. Nothing that Yoga can do. We enter the post plant. He goes shotgun up and down the hallway. He's not winning that battle against Cyber. FaZe will go 6-1 up. FaZe are looking as if they will be grand final bound. They're so close. 1 round to go for the back-to-back champions.
And a sinking feeling for GK. They came into today with little expectation to win. Good glimpses, it must be said, across this best of 3. But it's a tale as old as time. Running out of gas against FaZe, and those exploits rearing their ugly head. For FaZe, though, they'll be thrilled. They've looked great here on Fortress.
Well, there's only one team left to stop them, and that's going to be Furia.
Another all-Brazilian Grand Final. We know how those can shape up.
Will Herds complete the Grand Slam, be the first player to collect every trophy? FaZe, can they win a trophy outside of the Six Invitational since 2023?
Very tantalizing storyline. Not 100% confirmed just yet, though.
No. But this would be an almighty effort if GK could win 5 consecutive rounds. Of course, a reminder, by the way, just as to let everyone know, tomorrow there will be the 3rd place match. So GK, provided they do lose this, and it's looking likely, unfortunately for the email fans, will play DZ. As Grubby finds an early kill inside 15 seconds onto Cyber. Again, 6-1 down. It's a long way, but you are on defense fortress. Just got to find some momentum, and this is a good way to kickstart that. An early opening kill relieves the pressure. No death marks from Cyber. Good start to the round.
Cannot lose hope if you're GK inside of the server. A confident play from Grubby, and then that's an important kill. FaZe will go back to the checklist though. Look to chip away at on-site util.
FaZe, though, are probably the best team in the game. They can win from 4v5 positions, and just like that, on the dot, they got the kill onto Uport. Quick trade from Yoga with his Nitrocell. They don't have many left. Recast Babes for Ask. He'll throw one out towards Old Tower. Souls posturing, and there goes Souls with the kill onto Yoga. Vidiking got his. It's going to end in a flurry. It's going to end in devastation for Grubby and GK. Unless he can find all three. Had the chance to stop Handy, but he gets into a plant position. And then that's it. Nail in the coffin for ENL. The glory awaits for SAL as the grand final is set. FaZe Clan versus Furia tomorrow. Will Hertz go for the Grand Slam, or can FaZe add another trophy to their cabinet? Unfortunate for GK as